And that's where the Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, is speaking to the media. He's discussing the impacts of the coronavirus.
Around 30,000 new jobs were created. We saw retail trade volumes up in the December period, and we know that we've got the first current account surplus in more than 40 years, the lowest welfare dependency in 30 years, the first balanced budget in 11 years, and the biggest tax cuts in 20 years. And lower taxes is key to a stronger economy. But I see today that Anthony Albanese, the Leader of the Opposition, is talking about the ageing of the population. But his weasel words will not cover up the fact that Labor planned to whack more than 1 million Australian retirees with a $57 billion tax. That was his policy just months ago. And around 84% of those retirees who were going to be slugged with high taxes from the Labor Party had taxable incomes under $37,000. That's the Labor Party's policy: higher taxes on retirees and higher taxes on superannuation. They were going to slash the catch-up contribution benefits that people with super can also get. So the Labor Party might be talking about the ageing of the population, but what we do know is that their plan was for higher taxes for our seniors across the Australian economy. That's the elephant in the room for Anthony Albanese to address today, why he planned to take to the Australian people higher taxes on Australian retirees. Any questions? Well, that wasn't in my speech. And we've also seen today a senior member of the press gallery tweet that out as a fact. The reality is it was Wayne Swan as the Treasurer who talked about the demographic time bomb. So Anthony Albanese, people in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones. I think he should apologise to both Wayne Swan and I because Anthony Albanese has kicked an own goal there. Well, we said we haven't any plans to change those legislated increases.
Treasurer, will the luxury car tax be scrapped anytime soon now that we don't have a market?
Well, we're always the party of lower taxes. We've got a proven track record which showed that we took to the Australian people cuts to their income tax, and we legislated that. I talked about the instant asset write-off and the cuts for small business tax. At the same time, Labor was promising $387 billion of higher taxes at the last elections. We're always looking for opportunities to cut taxes. But when it comes to the luxury car tax, we have no plans to remove that. But I would never say never in relation to that. We've always got to maintain a strong budget position, and we've always got to look for opportunities to cut taxes, but we have no plans to change that.
How do you justify not making plans to get them?
Well, we have a series of taxes we'd like to remove, but the reality is we're committed to keeping the nation's balance sheet strong. And we're also committed to lowering taxes, and that obviously luxury car tax has been in place long before the decision from Holden earlier this week.
You mentioned coronavirus before, the retailers and the economy that is suffering. Will the government be injecting?
Sorry, it's a bit bright here. Sorry.
Will the government be injecting money into tourism to help people that are suffering from the coronavirus outbreak?
Well, as you know, we made a $76 million announcement in relation to a tourism support package. That was in the wake of the fires, but that money is going both to domestic campaigns as well as to our international efforts. So no doubt that $76 million will help those tourism businesses who have been affected by the reduction in numbers of tourists from China. We continue to maintain a watching brief.
On the Gold Coast, we're hearing a lot of state government and federal government putting money into trams, particularly there. Is the federal government likely to put more money into our tram project there?
Well, our focus has been about busting congestion in the cities, and that enables people to get to work sooner, but also to get home sooner as well, and as well to get home safer. So that's been our focus, and we've announced billions of dollars of spending in relation to that. That's not focused particularly on that tram project. What that has been is a whole series of projects around the country.
At this point, do you expect to deliver surplus?
Well, what I've said before is our first priority is delivering the support to the communities in need. And as Bert and I both know, Australians right around the country, including here in Queensland, my own state of Victoria, New South Wales, Tasmania, South Australia, have been devastated by the fires. And we announced a $2 billion bushfire recovery fund without increasing taxes. That's the benefit of having a strong economy. So in relation to the budget, the numbers are updated twice a year at the mid-year economic and fiscal outlook, but also at budget time. You'll have to turn on to the TV on budget night to see the outcome of all of that. But what I do know is that our economy is resilient in the face of these challenges. And could you imagine trying to respond to the coronavirus, the fires, the floods, the trade tensions between China and the United States, and all those economic impacts caused by those challenges, if you were trying to whack $387 billion of higher taxes on the economy, which was Labor's policy less than a year ago?
The length of the coronavirus
Well, look, obviously travel restrictions are having an impact on the economy. But again, our first priority is to ensure that the Australian people are protected from the spread of the virus. And as you know, we've put those travel restrictions in place as a precautionary measure, and we've done so on the best advice of our medical experts. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.